Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. Today I'm going to be talking about what I'm mining, what pools I'm dipping my toe in, and where I'm diversifying. I think it's time that we really need to start looking at different projects and different ways of thinking when it comes to investing with our crypto. The market's down, and it has not been a pleasant ride. I got to tell you that too. Let's go ahead and hop over here. And you can see the market is down. This is the past day. Let's go for 7 days right here and take a look. I mean, a lot of pink, a lot of red, and it doesn't put a smile on your face, that's for sure. If you're mining Ethereum like I am with almost all of my GPUs, well, as we look over here this past week, there was a nice little pump, and then of course it came right back down. We'll hit on Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin at 39,000 right now. Let's look at that past week. And yeah, it really shot up. I mean, it went from 38 to 44,000. A lot of people were excited, including myself. I knew that the rest of the market was most likely going to be following Bitcoin. And then, of course, it went back for a slump along with all other cryptocurrencies, or most other cryptocurrencies. Now, there's a lot of projects out there that you can get involved in. And I decided that, you know what? I'm making X amount of dollars a month after I pay my electricity cost. And I thought, well, you know what? I can sit on this crypto and I can wait for the market to come back. Or I could take little pieces of that and move it around and see where there's other profitability. Now, this isn't financial advice. This is just what I'm doing with my money. You got to do what's best for your pocket or pocketbook. So let's look at some of the things that I'm doing right now and just, throwing it out there. Let's look at my Hive OS. I have my 3 rigs over here, and they're all doing Ethereum. So I am really just burning that one right now, just making the money from that and using some of that money to look into other adventures, other investments. There are a lot of different projects out there, and mining is exciting. Mining for me is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. But after a certain point, it sometimes feels more like a business. And I guess a lot of ways it is a business, but there's got to be a little fun on the side, and that's what I started doing. I started having a little bit of fun with the money that I was making and stopped really worrying about where the market was. I know the market's down. I know the market's going down further. Maybe it's going to come up, but most likely go down further. So why am I going to drive myself nuts, counting the pennies every day, wondering when it's going to come back up? I figured, you know what, I'm going to have a little fun between now and then. And in the meantime, if the market goes up, great. And if it doesn't, I'll continue on my path. I'll continue to stack some of these coins, but some of it I am investing in different projects. So just to show you what I'm doing right now. So I've got my Hive OS, I've got my rigs on here now. This is a little bit lower. It's about 12 or so mega hash low. I did have to lower down that A4000. Summer is coming in with a vengeance, and it got warm the last few days. It's been in the mid 70s. At night, it's cooled down quite a bit. In the mornings, it's super nice. But during the midday, it really gets up there. So the heat has been building up. And, I've got the grow tent behind me. That A4000 is really not doing well in that grow tent. I think I'm going to wind up having to take it out, put it out here in one of these open air rigs, and then I'll be able to let it run full throttle. Or maybe not exactly full throttle, but, overclock pretty well. But for now, I did have to drop that down. So I am down about 12 mega hash on that one. So not really excited about that, but it is what it is. Now, I also have my ASICs. I've got the, what do I have? 3 L3 Plus, and I have 3 L3 Plus Plus running right now. I'm still waiting on getting that other 2 L3 Plus Pluses fixed. They still haven't sent those boards. I'm getting a little impatient with that, so I'm going to reach out to them on Monday. I have that Z9, which is mining at a loss, but you know what? Again, I'm letting that one run because I do appreciate that miner, and I'm just going to support the blockchain with this one. I'm sure a lot of people have turned off their miners, especially the lower end ones like that Z9. Now, I know that Z15 that just came out a little while ago, that one's doing great. I don't have one. I wish I did. I am looking forward to getting one in the future. But for now, I got that little Z9, and it's not making me too much. Like I said, as a matter of fact, it's losing money every day. I think I'm losing like 30 cents a day. But I like running that one, so whatever, leave the comments down below why I should shut it off. But I'm letting that one go. Other things that I have my money invested in right now are things that I am mining right now. And I know a lot of people will probably give me a lot of grief about this, but I've been mining on Unminable. I know some of these coins are crap coins. I get it. But believe me, I get it. And there's some really good ones in here too that I wouldn't think to mine would be bad. I know the Crypto.com coin, CRO, is doing really well. It's down right now along with all other crypto, but when this one had a chance to grow, it really went up, exponentially. It kept on growing and it went up faster than other coins did. So I do have some of this already. Maybe I think I have maybe $250, $300 worth of this. And it did very well when it was up. Now, right now it's down, but I look forward to that one going back up. So I'm going to look into mining this one a little bit off to the side, just as a spec mining. And this is where a little bit of the fun comes in. When we talk about different cryptocurrencies going up in the market, when we look over here at Ethereum, for instance, now Ethereum may or may not be going away in June. We'll see how that goes as we get closer. But when we look at 90 days and we can see how it's been gradually going down, some of these other currencies, let's look at the full year and you can see how it pumps up. Now, it doubled in price when it went up, okay? So that's great. But when some of these other smaller cryptocurrencies start to feel that market's going back up, they don't just go up 50% or 100%. They go up 200, 300, 400% and higher in some cases. I've seen some of these coins going up several thousand% all of a sudden. So I thought, you know what? Look, I look at it like a scratch-off ticket, right? You go to the store, you see these people buying them, and you're like, good luck. But you know what? It's just a little added excitement just for a couple quick seconds. Who knows? You get the dream, so why not get it? And I look at a lot of the things on Unminable similar. So I've been mining a couple different things just for fun. I will be doing the Crypto.com. What other ones do I like in here? Where'd that go? Stellar. I like Stellar. Of course, I like Mana. I will be definitely mining some of the Mana. Now, what I'm doing for this, I do have the bulk of my GPUs mining on Ethereum because right now it is the most profitable. So that's what I'm sticking with because times are lean. But I did take two of the GPUs, the ones that I have on this rig right here, and I moved it over to spec mining. So it's not a whole lot of power behind this. I've only got two RX 480 8GB cards doing this. So it's not making me a lot of money, but it is a little fun because you never know where these are going to go. Am I going to buy a Lambo with the money that I make off mining some of these crap coins? No, I know I'm not going to do that. I know I'm not going to be able to get much money out of these at all. But I'll tell you what, when the market all of a sudden jumps back up and some of these coins go up 400% or 300% because everybody jumps on the bandwagon and thinks, oh my God, I am going to get that Lambo. They'll pump up and I'll sell. And yeah, maybe I'm only going to make a couple $100. And after I pay the gas fees on the Ethereum network, I'll probably wind up making like $10. But you know what? In between there and then, I'm going to have a little fun. So don't hate me for it. Try not to leave too much down below about how silly this is, but I am going to do it. I am going to stack a couple of these coins just for fun, and you never know where it goes. Right now, currently, I am mining. I can't even say the name that I'm mining. I'm mining this one right here. If anybody knows the pronunciation for that one, I'm going to butcher that name. But I am mining this right now. I wouldn't mind mining some Solana. Solana, I believe, is a great blockchain. I think they need more development. I think they need to break away from what they've been doing and expand a little bit more. Do some research on Solana. I believe that there's a really bright future for that. And right now, let's go ahead and jump over. I do have them on here. Man, I think they dropped down pretty hard the other day. Where's Solana? Yeah, $86. I mean, Solana was moving. Let's do 6 months. I mean, you know what? Solana was up here at $200 and almost $60. And believe me, or don't, not financial advice, I think Solana is going to get back up to the, $175 to $200 mark easy and stick around there when the market starts to stabilize. So I think this is a great one to get into now and start mining this, just because I think that at its current price, of $86. This is something that may become something. And I think holding on to this for the long run is something that I want to do. So if I did mine Solana, I probably wouldn't sell it. I'd probably just sit on it and let this one ride. I do believe it has a bright future. So I have mined SafeMoon. I did do Decentraland for a little while, the mana token. I do want to do more of that. I have the L3s running, and they're doing the Dogecoin and Litecoin, so I'm not going to bother with that. And really not a fan of Dogecoin. Whatever, I usually swap that out for more Ravencoin as my L3 miners are mining. I usually take my Litecoin and I take a portion of that and I trade it out for Ravencoin because I'm a real big believer in Ravencoin. And my Dogecoin, I go ahead and just swap it all out for Ravencoin. And that's how I supplement some of my mining, because I really want to mine Ravencoin, except right now profitability is so low that it's really hard to take my miners and just mine Ravencoin, because I am paying my electric bill with my mining profits. And then I am using some of those other profits to go ahead and swap out for other coins, or like I said, get involved in other projects. So what else is in here? Phantom is in here now, and I like that. I really like Phantom. But again, these are a lot of things. Some of these coins in here, like I said, are crap coins. Some of these are legitimate. I think Phantom has an amazing future. I think the Crypto.com coin is going to do great. They have their own chain now. The Solana, I believe that one's going to do great. Mana, now Mana is the token on the metaverse on Decentraland, and I'll tell you, I believe that that's one of the few that is going to take off. And when that one gets more and more notoriety and it starts to go up in its population, I think that Mana token is going to be worth a lot more than it is now. So again, that's why I'm calling this spec mining, because I think in the future it really will be something. The coin that I'm mining now that I'm not even going to bother to pronounce, I don't think that has any future. The future I think it has is that when Bitcoin jumps back up to 50,000, 60,000, I think this coin is going to just shoot up. I think it's super cheap. I think a lot of people think they're going to buy this coin, like I said earlier, and get that Lambo. And they're going to grab this coin and they're going to wait for that big moment. For me, I'm going to be watching it like a hawk. I'm going to know when to sell it, or at least I'm going to hope I know when to sell it. And as soon as I see that getting up there a little ways, I'm just going to dump it, take that money, and invest it in other projects, maybe other coins, or use it to buy more hardware. I will say right now, hardware is down, and it's a great time to buy. I have a few things in the background that I'm working on, and as soon as they come to fruition, I will be buying some more hardware. I'm not slowing down. I am not going to stop. I am looking towards buying more. I would love to build another 8-card rig, and spoiler alert, that's what I am looking to do. But we'll get to that down the road. Like I said, I'm waiting for a few things to come together. And when that happens, I'll be really happy to have that third 8 rig in there. But otherwise, that's really what I'm doing for spec mining. Like I said, I've got 2 cards on it, so it's really not, like I'm going to break the bank. I think those 2 cards make a little less than $2 a day. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and hop over there. When I did the math on this and was looking this up on, so here's the ones that I have running right now. We can go ahead and just check that out. Let me just hit that one. So just so you can see what I got, I've got the 8 3060 Ti LHR cards. I've got the 6 3060 LHR cards. I've got one 580, and I have one 570, but in this list it comes up as a 4 gig, so I just threw an extra one here. So I've got, a total of 4 of the RX cards. And then of course I have the A4000, and they're scattered throughout. So when I do that, calculate on that, I am making about $19 a day. Not a whole lot. But like I said, I am dipping my toe in some other projects. Now, when I look at what they really make over here, if I do just have the 2 of them, and I run those numbers real quick, so I'm making $1.39 a day. I'm making $2 a day with electric, so $2.20 a day. I'm really pulling in $1.40. So, it's an extra, what's that, $30, $42-ish. So another $42 a month. I'm looking at that as an investment towards my scratch-off tickets. All right, it's like spending $42 a month on a scratch-off ticket. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. So don't hate me for doing that. Like I said, don't try not to give me too much grief in the comments below, but I'm going to have a little fun with that. I'll be honest with you, I wish I had a full 6-card rig. and I can mine several different coins at the same time. I'd really enjoy that very much, and unfortunately I can't. I do have those other cards mining for Ethereum because I do need to get that extra money coming in with the market down so low. So let's look at some of the other things that I've got my toe into, or at least my finger in what pie. So we had my Hive OS. There's all of my miners for my L3s. So here's a project that I got into. I got into the Thor Financial project. Now, this is a node project, and a lot of these people will call them Ponzi schemes. They will say that these aren't sustainable, and some of them aren't. Some of them have failed like miserably. Some of them have done well. If we hop over here really quick, we all know the strong nodes. That's like the 500-pound gorilla in the room. And if we look at strong, it's at $212 right now. Let's go ahead and look at what strong was a month ago. All right, let's say 30 days. Strong 1 month ago was $485, $490, almost $500 for strong. It's down to 210. So yeah, it says it's 8% up today, but it's down more than 50%. So those nodes are even having trouble. But there's some other projects out there that are working really hard, and though their currency is also down, like Thor Financial, and let's go ahead and just bring up Thor really quick so we can see that one as well. Thor itself is also down. Thor is at $35. If we go back 30 days, Thor would have been at $150 almost. And if we go back 90 days, we can see where Thor, well, let's forget about back here. Let's just talk about this jump over here. Thor was $230. Now it's $35. So you can see how all these projects have suffered during this time. But the idea is that it is still giving a passive income. And that's something that I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's going to always have a return, or at least for the foreseeable future have a return. Because let me tell you, if any of these projects fail, all of that money goes away. Because when you buy a Thor node or any of these nodes, you actually take that money and give that to the developers, and they use that money to invest. The money they invest in different projects that get a return then are able to pay the returns on your nodes. And that's how you get your rewards. So if they don't make sound investments and their investments go into the toilet, or if crypto continues to slide and their investments are in crypto and they're not making money, then the project doesn't make money, you don't get your rewards, the project falls apart, and everybody's the big loser in this. Now, when you do buy your nodes, you do give them that money, so you own the node for life. And that in itself is kind of interesting. I like that idea. I was jokingly saying I'll need to put this in my son's will. God willing, Thor's around that long. But if it is, it will be, it'll be interesting. As a matter of fact, I have a little Thor calculator that I put together here. This was originally one that I just modified, and here are the rewards for Thor, and I've got the $35 in here right now. Let's put 35 over here. This is on the internet, so other people are using this right now. As you can see, there's 2 users right now using this. I share this out, and I have a link in other Thor videos, so you can click on that one. I'll drop one in the description below. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link to any of the sites that I used today. I'll put them in the description below for you. But if you were to buy some of these, oh, looks like, oh, did I put something there? Let's go 35. Let's try that. Okay, a little better. So the idea is that you can change this number right here for the current price, and it'll alter the entire spreadsheet. You only can edit the price in all 4 sections, but none of the other areas are editable, so you can't screw them up. And the idea is that when you buy one of these, the Thors are the ones that I have several of. I have 4 of them. And when I look at that, it's bringing in $604 a month. It's bringing in $20 a day. So this one right here is bringing $20 a day, and I have 4 of them. Now at $437, you're talking about $1,700. So for about $1,700, I'm getting $20 for a daily income. Now $1,700, we're talking about 23060 LHR cards. Well, that's when they were 800. Now the market's down, so they are a lot lower. But back when I was buying them initially, they're around 800. But even at 700, even if you went to the 3070s and they're selling for 800, ish dollars plus, 850, you're looking at two 3070s. And let's just take a quick look at that. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not trying to convince you to buy any of these, and I don't want you to buy any of these. First off, let me just say, if you do get into any of these node projects, be ready to lose all the money that you invest, because nothing is certain, okay? If the project fails, your money is gone, period. It's not like these GPUs where you have the hardware and then you can resell them. That's the other side of that coin. So I can make this sound amazing, like, wow, just the cost of two 3070s. So let's go ahead and drop two 3070s in here. And let's look at what that's going to bring me. And two 3070s after electric is going to be bringing me $2.50 a day. It's not even mining Ethereum right there. But for $2.50 a day for two 3070s, the same price that where'd I go? Over here. For the same price of the 4 Thor nodes that I bought, I'm getting $20 a day. Like I said, I'm dipping my toe into some other pools. I'm sticking my finger into some other pies. I'm going to test out a couple different things, and I'm going to see what brings me a couple bucks, because right now with the market down, I have to look for other avenues of income. Okay, I do have a full-time job. I haven't left my full-time job, and God forbid I would lose that job. It is bringing me a reasonable amount of money. I work at a restaurant as one of the managers, and I get a decent pay. If I didn't have that and I tried to live off crypto, I wouldn't be able to right now. 3 months ago, I could have lived off crypto. With just the small farm that I have of ASICs and GPUs, I could have lived off my investments and my returns. Now, not even close. I'm making, not even $20 a day with all of these GPUs. And we're talking 8 3060 Ti LHRs. I'm talking 6 3060s. We're talking that A4000. I've got 4 RX cards in the other room, a 580, 570, and 2 480s. I mean, you put all those together and you put a dollar sign on those. You look at this right here and you wonder. So look, if you're interested in any of these things, I've got videos on these. You can check them out. But again, I don't recommend it if you don't have the money to lose. Because if this goes into the toilet, so does all of your money. This is not something that you actually physically own something. These are virtual nodes, and you own that node for life as long as they're producing an income, as long as they're producing rewards on their side, as long as they're making sound investments and getting you a return on the money, then you'll get those rewards. If not, the price of their coin is going to drop along with your profits. So be careful about that. And I will say this is another thought. In the next few months, they are going to stop selling these nodes through Thor Financial, and the only way to get these nodes thereafter is going to buy them on the open market as an NFT. What does that mean? It means exactly that. They're not going to be for sale. So it's if you own any of these, you will then be able to sell these on the open market, and if somebody wants to buy it, then they'll own that node and they'll own it for life, and you won't be getting the income for that. So the idea is, why not have several of these nodes? Because when the time comes to sell these, if you ever choose to, if Thor does well for itself, these nodes may be worth a pretty penny. Much more than what you bought them for. So let's look at the lowest level ones. And I'm just going to touch on this. I don't want to make this a Thor Financial video, but the Hemdal is 1.25 tokens, and that costs you $43.75 to buy one. How much is that making you? It makes you $8.40 a month. Not a whole lot. That's per month. Daily income is 28 cents. Yeah, really not even, flip a quarter. It's the daily income right there. So no, it's not a lot. But the idea behind this is that if you let these nodes compound, in my opinion, I take my money out as soon as I earn enough to get my money back. I take it out. That way, what money is left in the nodes is all money that I've gained through compounding and just rewards, and it's not the money out of my pocket anymore. I feel a lot more comfortable with that. So if you do ever got into this, I would recommend that. Again, I want to say it's financial advice, but that's what I would do, and that's what I did, and what I still am doing, because I have invested and I still have money tied up in this, and I will get it back out. I only have a little bit left to recoup, but once that's done, I'll feel even better about it. But the idea is that once you have one node, and you let it compound, it'll take roughly 87 days. Once 87th day comes, you can compound that node, and now you have 2 nodes. Now, from the 87th day, you only have to wait till the 130th day, which is about 43 days. So from 87 days, now you wait 43 days, and now you've got enough compounded through rewards, if you haven't taken it out, to buy a 3rd node. And you let that compound. Now, the idea is if you let that compound, you'll be making to your 10th node. And by the way, these are unlimited. You can have as many of these as you want. If you let that compound, you'll end up with about $1,500 a month. If Thor stays at $35, if it goes down, it'll be less. Let's say it went down to $20. You'd be making $864 a month. Still not that bad. But let's say Thor got back up there and Thor got to, $100. You'd be making $4,020 a month. That's not a bad number. I mean, I got to tell you. Now, that's just wishful thinking, because who knows where this project will go. So let's just put that back down. And that goes for all of these. So what I did, and I'm just going to go to my Thor financial page. As you can see, I have 6 of the Heimdall, 3 Freya, and 4 Thor. And with my compounding, with the 6 and the 4, if this does end the sales in the next 3 or 4 or 5 months, I think it'll be around 3 months when they'll stop selling these. It may go to 4 months or maybe longer, but to be conservative, my 4 nodes will make it to the 10th node here, and I'll make it to my 10th node here. Unfortunately, the Freya won't make it there, but I still may throw another $200 at this if the price stays the same, and grab an extra node or 2 as in the future. But for now, I'm just sort of letting this one ride. But I will have my 10 here, and I hopefully will have my full 10 here. Odin is a little more expensive than what I can afford, but even at $35, as you can see, it makes $1,000 a month right now, even at $35. So it really isn't a bad return. They did just lower the structure down, the payout structure, because it really was too high. And if you scroll down, I have the old rewards, and this is what the old reward payout was. So as you can see, it's quite different. Let's just go ahead and do that Thor one, just so you can see how much they lowered those rewards. And with the 10 nodes, you would have been making $3,465. I get that right? Where did I go? Is that right? 3,400. Oh, here it is. Here I'm looking at the Odin, and I'm like, why is that so different? Okay, so $1,500 a month compared to what it was at almost $3,500 a month. So they lowered that down. So they have reduced their rewards, and you never know when they may do that again. So be careful. All right, I spent enough time on Thor. Let's look at another one that I've done. All right, I did Vaporfy, and I literally just started that yesterday. Now, Vaporfy is another one. It's another node project. You take your money, you invest into this, and you get nodes. Now, I've bought some nodes, and in the 24 hours after I have them, literally haven't even hit 24 hours yet, this one's only making $2 a day. But again, the whole idea is that you compound these, and when you compound them, if you can compound them enough over the next 30, 60 days, you'll start ending up with a reasonable amount of money. So again, really all I'm doing is I'm just spreading it around. I mean, to be honest, will any of these projects do anything? Will any of them make any real money? Who's to say? Right now, I have pulled out some of the money that I've invested in these just to start off with, just so I feel I am whole again. And if these go into the toilet, I'm not going to be that upset. And again, when I talk about them, I'm making so much more money from these compared to all the hardware I have. But the other side of that is all of this hardware is worth money. Whereas my nodes, they're not worth spit. All right. They're only worth what the return is paying me at that given time. And if this project fails, that'll be my reward. And I'll be grateful for me getting my $19 a day over here. So believe me, this is why I'm going to be building another rig when my money, if I have something coming through, I will be building another rig, because ultimately this is worth more in my opinion. Am I dipping my toe into some other pools? You damn right I am. Because you know what? Right now, with currencies down, a lot of these prices for a lot of these projects are down with them. So look, I'm giving it a shot. You want to give it a shot. I don't think this is a bad time to give other projects a shot, especially when the prices are so low. Now, one other project I'm just going to go ahead and mention that I haven't gotten into yet, and I would like to get into, let's see, where did it go? I'd like to try a pre-search node. I'd like to get into pre-search, so I am looking into that. SC Prime is another reward system, but that one is renting out storage space. So you'd get a computer with a big hard drive, and then people will use it for storage. It's encrypted, and the more people that use the different storage space, the more money that you earn. So that's another. That one is a hardware. You do have hardware, so that is a value in itself. But it's just a thought. That one I don't know if I'm going to get into yet, because they just don't have enough users renting out their space on these hard drives. So even if you had 5 terabytes, you may only be renting out 500 gigabytes. You may be renting out, a half a terabyte. And if you're only renting out a half a terabyte, you're really not going to make much money on that. So the idea is that if you were to fill up your storage, then you'd be making some money. But they don't have enough users using them yet in order to really feel that maximum profits from that. So we'll see about that. Pre-search is a search engine, and if they can get more and more people using it, and I'll tell you what, I do use it. I used it on and off in the beginning, and I'll tell you what, I think pre-search is doing okay. I think their search is great. They have a lot of great features in it. If you want to check them out, that's kind of cool to see how they use their search engine and what it looks like. It's decent. It's not bad at all. But like I said, there are a lot of different things out there that you could try. Of course, I'd love to have a Flux node, but I just don't have the money to buy a Flux node. Unfortunately, I need Flux to come down quite a bit more in order for myself to get a Flux node. But I would love to get a Flux node because I think Flux has a bright future, not financial advice. But I think Flux really has an opportunity to grow, just like some of the other coins and chains that I've been talking about. The Avalanche chain with the AVAX, I think that's another great one to get involved with. I think their chain is doing amazing. I will say that the Thor node project and the Vapor node project are both on the Avalanche chain. If you haven't used the Avalanche chain, it'll change your life. When you talk about fees on the Ethereum network compared to fees over here, you're talking about 15-20% on Ethereum. You're talking about pennies for fees on the Avalanche chain. So it's something, if you haven't looked into it, I would definitely look into the Avalanche chain. If you're starting to get into crypto, it's worth looking into. And I'll be honest, I think I have like 5 million token. It's just what they call it, 1 million. They only have 1 million in circulation. The backer of this coin already did put in $1 million to back it and to put it in as the cap. So it does have the backing towards it. And as you can see right now, it's 5 million because it is 5 million tokens, and it's got for $5.47. Now I bought into this when it was a little bit cheaper, and I bought it just for fun. And like I said, I think I have 5 of the million token. So whatever, I'm just spreading some money around. You never know where it's going to go. Will any of these ever make it anywhere? Probably not. But you know what? It is that scratch off ticket. I am going to have fun between now and then. So if you want to join me, have a little fun, maybe do a little spec mining. I got that video for Unmineable. I got a video for Thor Financial. I also have a video I just put out today for Vapor nodes. And if you want to check any of them out, click the description. I'll have some down there. Of course, I'll have links over here. Nope, they'll be over here, up there. I'll have some links up here for a video. Of course, if you want to subscribe to the channel and help support, click the link right over here. And I appreciate you checking in. I'll see y'all next time. Let me know in the comments what you're mining and what you're doing with your money. Because, well, maybe not with your money, but with your equipment or where you're investing. Because I sure would like to know. I appreciate you all. See y'all next time.